Oh, wow. Look at that. So quick. Yeah. Hello there and welcome to the Barrel Buddies. I'm James and crickets. What do you think of that, guys? You get Jimmy flying solo tonight, recovering from a cold. So, pardon the potential crackly voice here as I sip some water. And what do we got tonight? I have so much stuff that's like out of frame. Very unequipped. First of all, starting early. I figured, you know what? Let's start at 6. Because I'm not waiting around for anybody and I'd like to get going. And we can also be respectful of our East Coast fans that are out there and in TV land and YouTube land and jumping right in. So, one thing, the Traveler review, oh boy, did we get some feedback from that. Quite the journey down a rabbit hole with good old Traveler. And I don't know. That's just quite the mystery there. I guess we'll see what their future offerings hold, but that's not why you guys are here tonight. But we mentioned on the show, we talked about 1792, and that came up, and I was like, you know what? Let's dive into that. And I started doing some digging in the collection and realized that we have a ton of 1792. So why don't we go in and start having some? Because if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember the last time we reviewed this, if we have reviewed it at all. And I started going through the collection and found that we had a ton of different bottles. Yeah. Hold on a second here. Looks like we're coming in a little low on sound. Anyway, okay. All right. So, first things first. If you recall, we've reviewed 1792 is a Barton product. So, if you recall, we had this delightful, I don't know if you want to call it delightful, but a thrifty value in bourbon from Barton, 1792 Master Distillers, the one and only Kirkland signature bottled in bond offering that had this amazing 1 liter bottle. So you're getting more than your 750. And I think this was around $30 when we talked about it. Have not seen an offering again from Costco offering this again. But I did break it out just because if we do any comparisons to anything today, I think this will be a good test. This is the bottled in bond, or obviously is the bottled in bond, so it's 100 proof. And we're going to set that to the side. Now, jumping into the 1792, what offerings do they have? So they have a ton of stuff. So I'm guessing most of you have seen this on the shelf. I usually see it everywhere when I'm on the hunt. So they have 6 different types, we'll call them, of bourbon in their portfolio. So they do a full proof, a sweet wheat, a high rye, the bottled in bond, the 12-year, the port finish, and the single barrel. I think that covers all of them. And today we're going to do, and actually because I had this open, I was like, that was even more perfect, is the single barrel offering. So I'll start by reading the back so everyone can kind of get an idea here of what's going on here. So in order to create this unique bourbon, the finest barrels are selected and tasted from the best aging warehouses. Only those barrels deemed exceptional, in quotes, are then bottled individually one by one. This preserves the distinct character of each barrel. This superior bourbon has flavors of rich butterscotch and caramel notes, delicately balanced with hints of fruit and toffee. That checks all my boxes, as you guys know. Mrs. Askins, happy Wednesday. Welcome to the show. A little early show. I figured, we're going to get started. We're going to get it rolling at 6 o'clock today because I don't want to wait around for 7 because I'm already ready for a drink. So, wow, what a nose on this sucker. This is like really, really surprising, you guys. I did not expect this. I was really coming into the show on the heels of the Traveler show And I'm like, when are we going to drink something that really surprises me? And this is so sweet. Like, so on the nose, I haven't even tasted this yet. Yeah, I mean, you two ready for a drink? Yes. Cheers to that. Um, wow. Oh, and look at this. Look at this rascal. Everybody say hello to BB. Just jumping in, wants some showtime. BB, what's going on there? Oh wow. Okay. I'm gonna let you do your thing. Welcome to the show, BB. Everyone, that's BB. For those who don't know, we're cat sitting BB here for a couple more weeks. All right. So this wow, this I just need to jump right in. And by like sweet notes, I just get that they hit the point, the nail on the head there with that. I get like vanilla, caramel, almost like a I don't know, like raisin or some type of dried. I don't know if it's plum, maybe. I don't know. Let's get into this. Let's dive right in. Well, actually, I will. Hold on. Let me give you the stats on the front here. So 49.3%. So it's a 98.6 proof. Interesting in a single barrel. Huh. Okay. I figured it would have carried a little bit more ABV, but okay. Here we go. As you know, we do the 3-sip rule. So you got to remember that first sip is that shock to the palate. You know, you've gone all day without, having a alcoholic beverage, and it's just like that wow factor. So you got to get through that first sip. Initial impact was really interesting. I got like a toasty sweetness, like a toast, like a almost buttered toast and a sweet. Oh, wow, and like sweet oak in a good way. And for me to say good sweet oak in the same sentence, very, very, very surprising. Man, but it is super sweet. Oh, very intense on that sweetness. I think this really, 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 really stands out. I haven't almost like baking spices, but more leaning towards less spice and more like cookie sweet. Maybe like a cinnamon, but very sweet. Um, wow. Yeah, very, 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 very good stuff here. Yeah, it's very, very surprising. I'm pulling up. I want to get the 1792 website pulled up here so we can go through some of their expressions that they offer. So just give me a second here, and then we're gonna do one of these. Share the screen. Ba-bam. Ba-bam. All right, there we go. 92. So right when you go to their web page, and let's do this. Let's just go to like 1792bourbon.com. Look at that, right at front and center here. The Jim Murray's Whiskey Bible 2020 World Whiskey of the Year was the 1792 full proof. Interesting. Okay. I have not had that, but that's really good to know. Let's click on our bourbon, see where that takes us. Here we go. So 1792 small batch bourbon. Okay, so the small batch. And I talked about some of these other offerings. So we have the sweet wheat, the 12-year, the high rye, the single barrel, full proof, bottle and bond, and the port finish. All right, let's click on single barrel and see where it's taking us to here. I read, well, this is the same statement they had on the back of the bottle, so very smart. Keep it consistent. Price I paid, I think this was $50. Not too long ago, probably a year ago ish, maybe. I want to say it was like $49.99, maybe less than that. So a single barrel, $50. It's got to be aged a minimum of 4 years, we're guessing. I don't see an age statement anywhere, so I'm just going to say that's 4 years. And right off the bat, here we go. Their tasting notes. This superior bourbon, subjective, has flavors of rich butterscotch, okay, and caramel notes, delicately balanced with hints of fruit and toffee. Okay. I mean, I get some of that. I really wouldn't lean into butterscotch, but that caramel, baking spice, sweet oakiness, delicate. You get some cinnamon in there. It's won some awards going back in time here. 2021 gold medal at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition. And it's got a bunch from there. I'm not going to go through all these, but all the way back since 2016, it looks like it's got some winners all throughout the time it's been out. So very cool. And that's, let's see what else we got here. What is this? They got some like clothing website and cocktails and cigars. It's actually pretty smart. But let's go back here. It's pretty. I mean, that's pretty what I mean by saying there. It's it. There's nothing else here on the website. Oh well. I figured there would have been a little bit more, maybe about like the process and how it's made. Whatever. But get rid of that and see what else we can find here. It's interesting because when you go to the 1792 distillery, there's actually 2 web pages, which Barton, you know me, and well, the fans know me here on the show. You guys need to make it a bit more consistent here. You should just have one website. But it looks like they have one that showcases their bottles and then showcases the distillery for tours and tastings. But it's like people want to know about the bourbon. I mean, I get it. You guys need to get some tourists in there. What? Look at this. This is some amazing photos from the Rick House and their warehouses. Take a look at this and their distilling facility. Very cool. Barton's 1792 distillery was established in 1879. Interesting because, you see that 1792 and you're kind of like, oh, so that's when they opened? Guess not. So, excuse me, was established in 1879, continues today as the oldest fully operating distillery in Bardstown, Kentucky. Situated in the heart of Bourbon country on 196 acres, the distillery boasts 29 barrel aging warehouses. Wow. 22 other buildings, including an impressive still house and the legendary Tom Moore Spring. Oh, so like they have their natural water and aquifer. Barton 1792 Distillery is named in honor of the year Kentucky joined the United States. Well, there you go. There you go. There's your answer. Very good. Very good. And then it's, in like the heart of Bardstown. Looks amazing. I mean, you know that this probably needs to get it added to the list if you're going to the Bourbon Trail and heading down to Kentucky and checking things out. Very cool. Very good. Very good stuff. All right. So back to this single barrel. What I want to do is I don't have the bottled in bond open. So I'm going to save that for next week's show. Or maybe not, because we have a lot of stuff coming up on deck. And I'll talk schedule with you guys in a minute. But I want to have a follow-up show where the next time we're here at the Barrel Buddy compound, we go right into the bottled in bond. So hopefully next time that we have BJ here with us, we'll go into that. But the single barrel, I'm curious to try the bottled in bond and then compare it to the Kirkland. That's all. But the single barrel, I'm actually going in for like another little pour here. I don't think I give myself a heavy enough pour. Guys, this is really pleasantly surprised. I am very, very pleasantly surprised on this one. Yeah. Very, very sweet. Sweet oak. I'm just processing this. It's like, okay. This is one of the first times I think I'm ever going to say this. This is one of the first times that I appreciate a product that is not a high ABV. Because you know me, if you've watched some of the past shows, or maybe you're just here for the first time, and I'll tell you anyway, I'm usually not a fan of bottled in bond. Anything 50% and under. So as you know, that has to be 100 proof, 50%. Usually anything that's under that threshold, I am not a fan of. I usually like steer clear of it. It's not good. I don't want anything to do with it. But this one is really surprising me. And I kind of see why. In my opinion, if this had more ABV to it, like more kind of weight, like higher alcohol proof, that would subdue a lot of the sweetness that you're getting. There is a delicateness to it in a good way, in a delicate, sweet way, that I think they ride a very fine line that if they're not careful, they're going to step over this boundary of it being like ethanol-y. Like you'll get that alcohol-y taste where that's like, oof, this is too much. This is like too boozy. I don't like it. And then what that ends up doing, that higher alcohol content, you're masking, subduing, like I said, a lot of those like delicate notes. So there is like that. I think there's like a delicate baking spice, burnt sugar, the caramel, the baking, like I already said, baking spice. Yeah. But man, that is tasty. This is a big surprise, you guys. I really, oh, BB, hello again. I didn't think I would like this. Pleasantly surprised. Pleasantly surprised. Hey, Sub 1K, long time no see. How you doing? Hope you're having a beverage tonight. Thanks for joining. You're joining the Jimmy Solo show. Jimmy and the cat drinking. What a combination, right? On a Wednesday night. So, I'm gonna get right into it. So, as you guys know, I'm gonna rate it. I'm gonna score it. We rate our bottles on 3 categories. That's nose, taste, and value. So nose is quite obvious. How does it smell when you rate it? Taste, how does it taste? And then value. We give each categories 0 to 3. We total all those points up. That gives you a 9 potential with a 1 point potential for a blown away bonus that we infrequently give, but it does happen. And this is going to be a high scoring. I'm going to tell you right now. So for the Barton single barrel, nose, left to right on those olfactory senses, you guys. We've mentioned this before. We've talked about it. You're going to get different notes when you're going back and forth. Wow. Like I said, I get this like toastiness or like a breadiness, but it's like a sweet, almost like a French toast. But not, when I say that, don't think of like super strong, like cinnamon and like maple syrup. I'm just like, it's delicate, it's light, it's faintly there, but it definitely, the nose is like sweet oak, sweet vanilla, almost like opening up a Betty Crocker frosting and then just like kind of eating it out of the jar. I'm sure most of you have been there. And wow, yeah. It gets a 3. I'm giving it a 3 on the nose. Where are we going with this, you guys? I'm giving it a 3 on the nose. I just want to keep smelling it. It's so good. Wow. Nose gets a 3. I'm surprised I'm saying that. Nose gets a 3 right into taste. This bottle's a problem. I'm going to tell you why it's a problem, because I want to keep drinking it, which is a good thing. Very good thing. I was like, I pointed there, thought it was BB. What's going on, BB? How you doing? Anyway. Getting into that again. Being critical. Okay, so to the taste, a lot of the nose comes through. You get that caramel, the baking spice, but it's like delicate, so it's not like spicy in a weird clovey, peppery way. It's spice in like a sweet, light cinnamon, vanilla, baking spice pastry way, if that helps kind of define where I'm going. Man, I'm going 3 on the taste. See where this is going, you guys? Okay, so we got 3 on the nose, 3 on the taste. Value. Big drum roll here. This is a big drum roll. Cue the drum roll. BB, get us a drum roll, will you, BB? Can you get a drum roll? No, she's like, she wants something to do with it. It's a $40 to $50 bottle, single barrel. Most of these 1792s are all very reasonably priced. I haven't seen any of them over the like $70, $80 mark. I'm pretty sure that's kind of right around the MSRP where it should be. One thing I would say this day and age that I don't know what she's doing that people need to be on the lookout for is, in my opinion, is finding the best bang for your buck right now. Prices have I think are completely out of control. Little bit of a rant. And I think it's impacted a lot of my crew, a lot of my friends, people that I talk to. They are definitely out there now kind of looking for best bang for your buck. What gives you the best value for that dollar spent? And it's tough, right? Because there's so much stuff out there. The market is so oversaturated. I feel thankfully we are over the hump with allocated bourbon, allocated whiskey, to where I'm not saying you're going to start finding Pappy on the shelf in like a couple months. However, I have noticed I'm starting to see more allocated bottles be available. And by that, I mean some of the lower end Weller products, some of the Stags, some of the, E.H. Taylor, some of the allocated. I see small batch now kind of coming out more frequently. The single barrels, the Rise, the barrel proofs, more of it coming, more of it being available. You got to remember these distillers over the past probably decade knew that we had an impending bourbon hype, and so they've been ramping up production. And I think we're at a point where we've kind of hit that peak. And 2024, I don't want to say it's the decline of bourbon, but it's a great thing for us hobbyists, us enthusiasts, us drinkers, where I think that we will start seeing more allocated stuff sitting on the shelf, but I don't see prices coming down yet. And that's where it's going to be up to us, Joe Q consumer, to not be tempted to just drop down that money when you see something allocated on the shelf. Like we had a grocery store, someone made a post in one of our group chats. They had like Elijah Craig 18 just sitting there for $200. That kind of is like, pause there for a second. I remember paying $129 for that not even 2 years ago. I'm not going to pay $200 for that. Yes, it's an 18-year Elijah Craig and it's got some FOMO and hype, but be careful. Don't just throw money down because you see a bottle and you guys are like, OMG, it's finally here. I can finally buy it. Resist temptation. The manufacturers all know this. They've all caught on. They all know about the secondary market. All of the liquor stores from top to bottom all know about this. All of the distributors, all of the salespeople everybody is aware. There's really not, it's going to be far few in between where you can walk into a liquor store if you're doing the hunt and finding some Dusty on the shelf at a reasonable price. It's really, really, we're kind of past that. So now we're on cleanup. We're kind of, the decline of bourbon. And we're to a point now where I think that just be patient. Prices will keep continuing to come down. And just find good values. There's still good values to be found out there. The single barrel, 1792. Boom, right there. Nose taste value. Value gets a 3. I am giving this bottle a 90. I'm extremely tempted to give it a blown away bonus. I will not give it the blown away bonus. I almost want to. I almost want to give it the blown away bonus. I could give it a half. I'm not going to. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give it a 0.1 blown away bonus. I'm going to make this a 91. There we go. I'm going to make this a 91 because I feel as if it definitely has an edge over a lot of the other bottles that we've talked about that I just gave a 90 that I just liked. But this is special. I just have 1K. I'm going to give it the 91 because it's not perfect, right? It's not perfect, but it's incredibly surprising. I would say, so these 1792s, let's talk about availability, right? So I would say at most of the big, so this single barrel actually is a Total Wine pick. So this was barrel 183, hand selected for Total Wine. So they put these single barrel stickers on them. You can sometimes find them. I would recommend going out there and looking for it. I think this is a must have on your shelf, especially for the $50 price point. Yes, it's no age statement, but Kentucky bourbon, it's got to be at least 4 years old. I would say keep an eye out for it. I've seen 1792 available. I won't say I see the single barrels all the time because I don't, but I do see them on the shelf. As I mentioned, they have 6 different offerings that are available year round, I would assume, because I've kind of seen them year round, but it's like 1 month I'll see the single barrel, 1 month I always see the small batch. I always seem to see the small batch, which we don't have here today. But hopefully next time we'll get to the bottle and bond, and then I'll try to find a small batch and we'll take it from there. But I would suggest as of right now, be on the lookout. See if you can specifically find the single barrel for $50. I think that's a steal right now. It's a steal. Like, I need to take another sip here. Man, oh man. That's tasty. 91 right there. Well-deserved. A well-deserved 91 from Barton. A Barton product. 1792. They're doing something right over at Barton. Man, I like that. That just, wow. Really, really good. It's really, really good. I would, guys, and you know me, for me to have this attitude and disposition and excitement over a bottle, you know, usually we have, it's one of the guys on the show trolling me for a bottle. Hey, try this, and I just completely duty on it, or it's just something I don't like. And this, I cannot believe that this wowed me. Wow, we wow. If you can find a 1792 out there, pick it up. I want to get through all these now. I think our next series over the next couple of weeks is going to be all about 1792. I really can't wait to get into the bottled and bond because it's so close to the ABV of the single barrel. So I think there's going to be some similarities. I did bring another glass, and what I'm going to do quickly while I have you guys here, like, you got my score. So if you're watching this just to hear, I just want to see the review and I'm out of here, go. You're dismissed. But if you want to stay, I'm going to try the Kirkland bottled and bond. It's been a while since I've had it, and I remember nothing about it. There we go. Give it a little pour. So this is you got to remember what Kirkland does, right? So Costco. So typically, and people talk about like their store brands and how amazing they are. Like, the big rumblings are like, oh, their vodka, the Kirkland vodka is all Grey Goose, or, it's some big manufacturer where they either had some leftovers or didn't pass all their quality assurance checks. And then Costco's like, we'll buy your 100 million gallons. Probably not that much, but we'll buy your 100,000 gallons, 1,000-gallon, whatever, vats, and we're just going to throw the Kirkland name on it and sell it for dirt cheap. And they usually have winners. I don't really know anyone that poo-poos Kirkland branded anything alcohol. Recently had one of their big liter bottles of tequila, which a lot of my crew, the silver, thought it was like spot on to Patron. So if that's saying anything, and it was dirt cheap, I think the liter bottle was like $30. So you want to talk about a great bottle for a party? There you go. This is a bar bottle. I mean, this is a 1 liter. It's not even a 750. They give you that extra. You get a little bit extra. You get the bar bottle. So this nose is not as prominent in a sweet way. It's a little muted. It's a little subdued. Little muddy. Like, and what I mean by that is, like, I kind of have a tough time. I get there's some sweetness in there. Here, let me have a little water, clear the palate. Apologies here for the silence. All right. Oh, geez. I didn't mean to ding that in the mic. Sub 1K, you have the giant Kirkland. You have this one, the bottle and bond. Very good on your shelf right now. That's great. Hopefully you're getting through it, man. Don't leave it up there unopened. All right. Cheers. Slouch Bond, if you guys are having a pour tonight. Very different. Wow, very different. Interesting. So this is a lot more oaky and not in a sweet way, but it's very delicate too. I can see where there's kind of elements from the single barrel. Another thing I want to mention with the single barrel, let's go back to this really quick. Barrels, it's halfway gone. Very good, very good, very impressive. You got to remember, single barrels taste fluctuates. Okay. Single barrels vary from barrel to barrel because they're in different locations in the warehouse. So their location, the process that they've been through of that aging process can vary, which changes the taste and what happens to that whiskey when it's sitting in a barrel, right? Like one barrel at the bottom of the warehouse, it's very cool. It doesn't go through a lot of that barrel lamage, right? Where we're talking about that, in and out of the barrel, that juice is going in and out. It's breathing through the seasons, through the cold, through the summer, through the winter. Barrels at the top typically, get a lot more barrel lamage, right? They're impacted a lot more being at the top. Typically from the rumblings, and I don't know that anybody truly knows, these typically come from the middle of the warehouse, which is kind of like the heart. I know a lot of people say the Blantons. You think about Blantons, it comes from like the heart of the rick house, the warehouse in the middle, where it's aging at a consistent process, I guess you'd say, over the course of its aging, 4 years plus. But it differs. So this single barrel that I'm having today could taste wildly different from something that I have, if I go out there today and go find something, if it's not barrel 183. And this bottled in bond, that bottled in bond is a lot more kind of like a charred oak. It's not as sweet. There's elements there that taste close to the single barrel. Like I get a fudge, like a chocolate, almost like I know that sounds really strange, like a baking chocolate. Like not really spiced, a little bit of sweetness. I get the oak is very prominent though. It's pleasant, but it's borderline astringent. It's borderline, I'm just kind of meh on it. Like if this tasted like the single barrel, I would have been very disappointed today. But this was a freaking home run. This was a grand slam. 91. Getting back to it, big 91. I'm done with that bottle and bond. I'm going to clear the palate and end the show with a sip of the good stuff. Oh, look at that. I'm going to have to pour myself some more. Great pop, by the way, there. Just a dash. There we go. All right. What a difference. It's like literal vanilla frosting. And there is almost like a browniness, like a fudginess to it on the nose. And it's like, sweet oak, caramel, vanilla, delicate, light, good, holds its own, makes me want to keep enjoying it and keep drinking it. God, I like that. It's so good. Wow. Ooh. All right. That's it, guys. The big 91 bomb. Can't believe I just gave it that. Anyway, let's talk schedule. We've kind of been all over the place. We didn't have a show last week. Blah, blah, blah. Here we go. Saturday. Saturday is a huge day. Saturday, we have at Corey's, the one and only BJ will be getting his head shorn or his head shaved for St. Baldrick's Day. So what I need to do, give me a minute here, is pull up the link to his page for St. Baldrick's. If you're interested in throwing a couple bucks at the Beeger, let me get the link here to give to you guys. Oh, that's cute. Let me see if I can just get it here. Just a moment. Hang tight. BJ, let me... Hold on. We need a link, not the QR code. Here we go. I hope this works. No, it doesn't. All right. I will get you guys the link after the fact. He's getting his head shaved. We don't know the time yet, but we will definitely put a link in the chat if you guys are interested, and we'll record it live. So on our Instagram, if you follow us at the Barrel Buds, we'll record his head getting shaved live for the St. Baldrick's Foundation, childhood cancer, all that the great cause that they put money towards. Very good. Yes, Sub 1K, you're getting the feeling that you might like Barton's. The Barton, I'm going to tell you right now, it's weird though, because I'm not really a fan of this bottled and bond. And it worries me for when we open the bottled and bond. But like I said, what I'm thinking about, like in the back of my head here, is that Kirkland's not getting the source. They are getting the sourced bourbon, but they're probably not getting the best of it, the best representation of it. They're saving that for themselves. So this could be just tasting like the seconds, right? The second run, the sweepings, the drippings that are swept into a vat at the end of every night. it all goes to a truck to the Costco factory, where this is coming straight from the teat, straight from the source. Maybe that's just my discerning palate, where I'm really just kind of like scrutinizing it. Boy, oh boy, this single barrel. And here's what worries me. I don't think I can get this again. I don't think I can find it again. Again, this is like one of those like single barrels. It's unique. I want to go find another one that's a different barrel to see if it's similar, because it worries me that this might be very unique, one of a kind, which is a great thing about the single barrel concept, right? Like most of you guys have like your favorite brands. Most of them do a single barrel offering where it's like, this is a unique. Scotch really doesn't, but whiskey does. So like, hey, here's a single barrel, like, Elijah Craig. They have their barrel proofs. They have some of their stuff that, like, maybe that wasn't the best example, but like Four Roses. Four Roses is a great example. They have like a unique New York. They have like very unique bottle where it's kind of one of a kind, where it's like, this was picked by this person. It was this recipe, aged for this long in this barrel. Here you go. One and done. Good luck trying to find it again. You can probably find the same mash bill, but getting that same taste is probably, you're going to be on a chase for a very long time. With that being said, I think it's just you just got to be on the lookout for it. You got to be on the lookout for it. So, anyways, back to our schedule. So the Beej on the 9th, getting his hair shorn, completely shaved for St. Baldrick's Day. Very awesome stuff. And then we're going to follow it up with Beer Zombies. Our good friend, Mr. Colatrella Vinny, has a big celebration at the one and only Tenaya Creek Brewing here in Las Vegas. We're going to be stopping over there and having a show to celebrate. If I'm not mistaken, it's their 10-year anniversary, Beer Zombies, that they're going to be celebrating on Saturday. So more to follow. Once I have confirmation of this, I'll be doing a post on the Barrel Buddies Instagram, again, at the Barrel Buds. And then I'll follow up with a post on YouTube just to let everybody know that, hey, this is where we're going to be. Would love to have you guys out there. Any of you locals that want to come have a drink with us this Saturday, kind of throughout the day, please come track us down. Come find us. Let's talk whiskey. Let's talk beer. We're all Uncle P. You made it. I was like, where Uncle P's not here? I know I started early. You guys. out of respect for our East Coasters. Plus, I just wanted to get going. It was 6 o'clock. I was ready. I was kind of like chomping at the bit for a drink. And I'm like, you know what? Let's just roll the camera. It's Jimmy Solo tonight. I'm not waiting for anybody. Let's get started at 6 o'clock. And again, apologies. I'm getting over a cold, so my voice is still a little crackly, scrackly, whatever it is. And this whiskey actually helps. It feels really good. It feels really good on the medicine. Soothes the soul, right? That's what alcohol is medicine. Anyway, so that's that. And then following up, guys, this is going to be huge. The one and only St. Patty's Day. St. Patty's Day. I can't do it. I can't use my voice. St. Patty's Day. The one and only March 17th, Sunday, we will be live from the one and only Beer Zombies Boulder City, having a live show Sunday for St. Patty's Day. They are going to be having a ton of specials, a ton of beer stuff going on. I'm going to bring some special Irish whiskey out there. I don't have any more details yet because it's still a work in progress. I don't know exactly the time we're going to get started, but I will get all that information for you guys. Make sure it's posted to social media. So you're going to have a special show from us on St. Patty's Day. Hopefully you guys are all out there yourselves having a pour. And thanks, Sub 1K. Voice is smooth as butter. Trying. I do have the movie phone on occasion. So catch us on St. Patty's Day. We're going to be out there having a big show. And then I really want to get back into the 1792. Like, we have so many of these bottles to go through, and it's a great place. So yeah, Beer Zombies Boulder City. I know it's out there. I know it's like, for most of us, it's like a 30 to 45 minute drive. So for those that don't know, Boulder City is kind of like a city that encompasses, it's very close to like the Hoover Dam, which I would say is like a suburb of Las Vegas, a suburb of Henderson, to like the southeast of us in Vegas, where it's just a cool little, like, awesome little town. I don't know like how else to put it. I just love going to Boulder City and hanging out, because here's the thing. I love getting away from Vegas on occasion, and I feel like Boulder City is the perfect kind of like interim destination. You can go to Boulder City. You know you're probably not going to run into anybody you know. You can be a fool if you want. Go to a bar, go hang out. And I kind of love making it like our thing, where we're going to Boulder City, going to Beer Zombies. It's the spot. That is true. Anywhere in town is 35 to 45 minutes away. But from my home here, so pretty much in Henderson, to get out to Boulder City, yeah, it's about like 30 minutes for me. But, you just put the car on, just coast out there. That's all I got to say. Just coast your way out there. Cruise control your way out there. Man, this single barrel, I don't want to let it go. So anyway, that's really what I got. And then over the next couple of weeks, we'll continue the 1792. Like I said, be on the lookout. It's all Instagram this week, guys. So Saturday for BJ's shorn head. I just like saying that because of Austin Powers. Getting his head shorn. Saturday, it's probably going to be sometime after 4 o'clock. I think that's when they start the shavings, because they have a ton of people getting it done. Another good friend of ours, Preston, he's getting his hair shaved as well. I think if Melina gets 10 grand donated, she'll shave her head, which that's a lofty goal. So good luck to her. But we'll see. So we'll be recording live from Corey's on Saturday. Then Wednesday we'll have a follow-up show, which I hope we'll jump right back into. So Wednesday the 13th, we will jump back into a 1792 show, and then catch us on Sunday the 17th for the St. Patty's Day show at Beer Zombies. Oh, and my apologies, I forgot about Beer Zombies' 10-year anniversary, Vinny's birthday as well. We're going to be celebrating on Saturday the 9th after Corey's, after St. Baldrick's Day. So a lot on the schedule, you guys. Thank you all for your support and following us. I know we have some dedicated fans, some dedicated faithful. We truly appreciate you taking the time out of your busy days and busy schedules to come see us Jamokes talk about whiskey. and dust off the old Instagram account. Make sure you're following us because it will send out a notification when we go live. So if you're following at the Barrel Buds, you'll get an alert on your phone. It'll say, oh, the Barrel Buddies have gone live. And you're like, oh, shit. And you just click on it, boom. And it'll be me and BJ, going live, doing whatever. So that's what we got coming up. And I think that's the show, guys. It's 45 minutes just flew by. I need to we need to do this more often. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that I'm getting in a groove where 2024 Barrel Buddies, I think one of my main goals is to have more content for you guys. I think Wednesdays are just not enough. And I want to start doing more shows where it's convenient. And I think we landed on Wednesday because, all of us are busy, right? But Wednesday is kind of like that off day where it's like, well, I really don't want to go out and drink, but, I'll throw in the Barrel Buddies and maybe pour one at home. But I want to maybe start picking up some weekend stuff. And we live in Vegas. And even though it is one of the party capitals of the world, I think where Las Vegas lacks, in full disclosure, we really lack. I'll say it like this. There's other cities that have a so much more better, well-established kind of like drinking things to do for drinking. Does that make sense? Like big name breweries, there's big name bars here, but they're like party bars. They're not like well-known. I don't know. I need to just hold my tongue there, but you're going to see some more content from us in 2024. Anyway, 1792. Give it all thumbs up. Mr. Jimmy Daddy-O, welcome to the show. You're going to have to rewind and catch the previous 45 minutes because I thought it was pretty good. So I'm about to sign off here. And that's that. I think that's a wrap. That's a wrap, folks, for the Barrel Buddies. So for the Barrel Buddies, I'm James. I'm Jimmy. Nobody else. The Beach has some business to take care of. But we will see you guys over the next couple of days. Again, don't forget, I got to do the spiel real quick. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that stupid stuff that we need on Instagram for the algorithm gods. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at the Barrel Buds. This is a big one because we're going to be doing a lot of live stuff that we got going on this weekend and the next couple of days. So follow us there. And what I'll do is I'll post on YouTube in the community section that notifies you guys of what we got going on Instagram. So be like, hey guys, come check us out on Instagram. We're about to go live. So you'll get it. If you don't follow us on Instagram, you'll get a notification here that we're going live there. So there you go. So all of you, thank you again for your support. Appreciate you all. Love you all. Thank you very much for joining. 1792. Jimmy gives it the big 91 tonight. Holy moly. Didn't see that one coming. All right, guys. Have a good night. Take care.